Hey guys, this is Theuberelite, and this is my really long build name, Elementalist, Ignite, Arc, Golemmancer, Hybrid, Caster, Summoner, build thing. I mean, I can't come up with a short name for this. Let's go with Broken. Right. So this is the build that I kind of came up with as an idea based off of the fact that we have those minion nodes in the tree now that scale both minions and you, on top of the fact that those nodes actually scale the damage dealt by Inpulsa and the damage dealt by Ignite, and so on and so forth. The result has been a very interestingly synergistic build with a lot more damage than I was honestly expecting. It's actually pretty crazy, and the only reason I've dropped it at this point was because I wanted to make some currency on hardcore, and I had everything I needed for a Golemmancer, which was going to have way more EHP, and the amount of gear I would need to fully beef this character up on hardcore just wasn't available. So I ended up dropping the build simply for that, but I think this build has a lot of room for optimization and for improvement, and I'm pretty sure somebody could take this really far on softcore. So I wanted to make a video about it, just to talk about it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so let's go on to the gearing. Obviously this is an Inpulsa build, so, well, the chest is Inpulsa. I honestly don't think you need it. I tried a few maps without it. The Inpulsa really smooths out the clear, but either way. The main things for Ignite Arc is Stormfire. That's the main thing behind doing an Ignite Arc build. So with Stormfire, we can support our Arc with things that affect Ignite damage, like Combustion, which gives us chance to Ignite, more fire damage, which you might be like, well, doesn't Arc do lightning damage? Well, the Ignite is affected by both increases to fire damage and increases to lightning damage. And Ignite is still doing fire damage, so the minus fire resistance is what's important for Ignite. So Combustion is pretty much key in this build. The rest of it's just increasing Ignite damage. Other than Unbound Amulets, which is also increasing Shock Effect, which is a very important thing. So the 20% baseline of Elementalist Shock gets scaled by Shock Effect. This is also a non-damaging ailment. So we get pretty high effectiveness on our shocks, and we'll probably be doing 50% shocks almost all the time on this build. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory, just boosting damage. And for the helmet, we have a +2 Minion Gems Minion Damage helmet. You can get something better than this with an I-level 86 Elder helmet. But I-86 Elder helmets were pretty expensive in hardcore. Don't know what they're like in softcore, but that's where our flame golems go. And these are not very hard to craft because bound fossils favor minion rolls, so it's pretty easy to get like a +2 with minion damage. Even a +3 with minion damage isn't that hard. And yeah, Spell Echo and GMP on Flame Golem, those are obvious. And Elemental Focus is a very strong support. Clay Shaper for more golems. Primordial Chain for a lot of golems. Victario's Charity, not necessary, but I decided to use it just to give my minions some charges, just to make them do more damage. The cast speed and attack speed is cool and all, but because of certain cooldown mechanics on Flame Golems, doesn't help an amazing amount. But I can definitely say the more damage is worth it. You could probably get a higher HP shield though. The rest of the stuff is pretty much just HP and resistances and filling out decks for dex requirements to make sure I can use certain things. Like Blood Rage, which I kept at level 8 just to make sure that it wouldn't overlevel. This is obviously for myself to get frenzy charges. Since I'm not using Echeragus, the shield isn't going to give me frenzy charges at all. Also attack speed. Gotta go fast. Summon Ice Golem, Summon Lightning Golem. These golems are elemental immune, so they don't need much. Convocation to reposition minions. And then the Stone Golem and the Chaos Golem are linked to Empower. Empower being so that I can get my Chaos Golem to 22 for the 5% phase damage reduction instead of 4. And the Minion Totem only res because they're not immune to elemental damage, so that's kind of important. Other than that, got a shield charge set up, and got cast on damage taken, Enfeeble, and Mortal Call. Pretty straightforward on that. So, talking about the tree, the reason why I thought to do this build was because this node is absolutely insane. This is pretty much core in Ignite, and one of the biggest reasons to go Elementalist, for obvious reasons. But this node in particular, because we're going to be running 9 golems in total on this build, all 5 different golems, 9 golems in total with 5 flame golems. This is pretty crazy. 225% increased effective buffs and 180% increased damage for you, as well as later on 180% increased golem damage, and pretty much all ailment immunities, or elemental ailment immunities rather. Now the important thing to note if you're going to try this build is that Liege of the Primordial has really weird bugs with it. So basically you need to spam and summon all your golems, and then get yourself up to the cap of the number of golems you can have, and then you need to resummon all your golems in the way that you want to have your setup. So you just summon all your golems, get yourself to 9 golems, and then you're going to summon 6 flame golems, and then you're going to summon one of all the others to get 5 flame golems with one of all the others. Otherwise, the buff effect is really messed up and doesn't work properly. Really weird, really annoying, but yeah. Normally, golem builds do not get a lot of minion damage nodes because harmonies give pretty much all the damage that you need. But because we're scaling Ignite, and we're scaling the Inpulsa damage, which by the way, this scales Inpulsa damage as well, we are going to be getting Ignite nodes so that we can consistently Ignite without conflux. Burn damage nodes because these are like crazy burn damage nodes. And of course, we have to get Spiritual Aid to make the minion damage scale our Ignite, also Impulses by the way. And Spiritual Command to get that shield charge speed. More Ignite effect and stuff. And also lightning damage applies to our Ignites. So that's pretty nice. This build was only 89 when I dropped it because of the lack of ability for me to get enough EHP and get the gear that I wanted on hardcore. But the last nodes would be something like getting this jewel socket, getting this HP, getting this minion damage, at least on this tree. There are probably a lot more things you could do to change it up, but I didn't look enough into optimizing the build because I already had other plans. But I'm very interested in seeing what somebody else can do with this concept because it is honestly performed far better than my expectations. Honestly, it is really, really, really good. It played out incredibly well in maps. And the reason that we do Ignite Arc, which is quite interesting, one, it buffs our golems. Our flame golems get buffed by the fact that we get Equilibrium, but the fact that you need to Equilibrium to get that sick res reduction for your golems doesn't help a hybrid caster plus minion build very much. However, because Ignite does fire damage, but we're still doing lightning as a baseline, Equilibrium is absolutely insane for Ignite Arc, because that means we get the res reduction for ourselves as well. So, although this lowers our Inpulsa hit damage, our Inpulsa is also able to ignite because of Stormfire, so in the end, it's kind of alright. But yeah, anyways, I'll be posting this POB in the description below. If you want to try it, go for it. Also, make note of the fact that you will really want an Anima Stone, of course. But I would try the build without a Might. Maybe buy one. If you don't like it, sell it. But I did not feel like Primordial Might was needed in this build at all. So keep that in mind. Anyways, this is Theuberelite signing off. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time.